Hey guys, so I just want to say, like the way I feel, you know, about life, like I said the other day, it's a narrow path, and you know, uh, like the thing is that I understand people like some of the traits I have, and some of the things that I've in my life, um, and a lot of it is just me being me, right? And people covered that, and for some reason, they also are envious of it, which is respectable because they don't see it in themselves. Um, but to be very honest, like everybody has their own unique way of forging their own path, and the thing about it is that if you're too busy doing what everybody else is doing, you'll never find your own path. I don't know why I'm breathing so hard. Excuse me. But like everything is up to you. It's like everything is up to you. Like literally, um, you choose the path you're going down, and a lot of the times, at all times, when I've been down in the dumps, and I've had to choose myself consistently over and over and over again, and choose self-love, choose to elevate my mind state, choose to be aware of things that aren't so great, and choose to change those things, choose to be better. Even now I'm working on things, but people, what you're missing is faith, faith in the highest power, the most high. You may have, like, okay, people may have beliefs, or knowings that, certain God helps them or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're limited. And the only God in reality that is unlimited is the Most High. So, like, I feel like people just don't have enough faith. And if they're following these other gods, they're going to be limited in areas. You can work with them, but if you aren't connected with the Most High, you're limited, you know. And a lot of this path is choosing to align yourself with the unlimited source of all being, and really just taking the time to sift out all the bullshit. Everybody has their unique energy. We're all magnetic, biomagnetic, so we attract what we are. And that's the thing, what you consume and what you output is what you're going to get back. The world is your reflection. And while you're busy looking at me or looking at some of my brothers and sisters for things that you believe you can't get, you're inadvertently saying, oh, I don't like myself. I am not enough. I am not good enough. Like, when in reality, it only takes changing your mind to be good enough, even at your lowest. A lot of people choose not to go to God because they don't think He will forgive. And it's sad because He's already forgiven us. Like, it's up to us to forgive ourselves for the things we have done to ourselves. And that's what I call sin. Sin is anything that goes against the self. And that includes other people. Like when you go against somebody's soul, you are equally going against your own soul, because you are only a reflection and they're only a reflection. Not saying that their contents are yours. I am saying that everybody is equally sharing an experience. And when we take from others, or when we want things from others that aren't ours, we inadvertently lower our worth. And we begin to lack. And that comes from comparing. But in reality, nobody can compare to you. Nobody can be you. Everybody's unique. We can be similar to other people, but never the same. And that's the thing I'm getting at, is that, if you want things, beautiful things in your life, be yourself. Be who you are, regardless of whether, you have darkness or light. It's something you need to embrace and let go. And most times, it's attachment that makes you feel safe. This attachment is basically your ego protecting you. And the thing is, if you allow your ego to run your life, you'll never have these things. And the thing is that your ego is just a tool. We all need it, right? So it's important to realize that these things that we choose to hold are only holding us back from being our fullest self. And comparing to other people is diminishing your worth. It's tearing you down. Not only from an ego level, it's much deeper, because your ego imprints onto the soul, and your soul imprints onto your ego, and your spirit imprints onto the soul, right? And that goes into your ego and reprograms your ego. So what I'm saying is, like, if you really want a beautiful life, a divine life, you have to commit to yourself. Choose yourself at all times. Choosing selfishness for the sake of selflessness. There's a lot of paradoxes inside of us. But when we realize these contradictory things all lead us to the Creator, we choose to that's a cool car. This is a Corvette. But anyways, when we choose to align with ourselves, we get the things that really fill us up. Like I said the other day, when you're reaching outside of you, what you're really doing is saying that you aren't enough, and you're using your habitual ways, your ego's habitual ways, to basically find satisfaction. But it's very fleeting. And what's not fleeting is what comes from God, because it fills you up from the inside out. You don't need anything outside of you. All you need is yourself. And through choosing yourself, you inadvertently choose everything that's meant for you. So you start drawing in everything you need without even trying. Because we are magnetic beings. It's the process of purification. And, I'm not perfect. I never said I was. And, I may never be. But at the end of the day, I remove the obstacles that need to be removed, so I can fill myself up with the divine light that is my birthright, right? And it's everybody's birthright. And people tend to forget this and reach out and want to take somebody else's stuff, you know? And people may look at me like, oh, he doesn't know, or he's not intelligent, he's naive, he's whatever, you know, because they see my face, they know how kind I am, they know how giving I am, and all this blah blah blah. But in reality, they are taking from themselves, because I am part of basically the human consciousness, right? And a larger network of divine energy. So in reality, you're taking, or you're trying to affect a part of you. So like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's codependency, and through that you create deficiencies within your system that push you to rely on others for what you think you need. And it goes back to like filling yourself up from the inside. Like, say you had a bad childhood or something of the other. In a lot of cases, it is the childhood wounds that lead us to be, you know, who we are. And these wounds, right, they leave these deficiencies like mother-father wounds and stuff like that. And having these wounds will lead you to being more codependent in different ways, needing things from other people when the love that you always wanted is only able to be given to you through yourself. Nobody knows what you need more than you do. You know, nobody can tell you what you need. Nobody can show you what you need. Only you can really understand what you need and give it to yourself. Understanding is love. Understanding is love. And giving is committing to that love. Giving to yourself, choosing yourself, is committing to that. And throughout all of that, you become a force of selflessness, because you not only give to yourself freely, you give to other people freely without needing something back. And that inadvertently creates a world where this energy is always coming back to you. It's a reflection of who you are. So all I'm saying is, if you're looking at me like I'm a lick, you aren't understanding that you're a whole lick. Like, you could do a lick on the universe right now. Like, take what you want, right? And in most cases, if you're really about that life, like, you're taking what's yours because it's divinely your right to have it. Meaning, like, a life of happiness, clarity, love, truth. All of these things are yours for the taking. We either feed off of negative things or darkness, right? So, I said negative things and darkness, but the opposite of that is light and transparency. So, we're all vampires, and what we choose to feed on is what we become. And that's why I am the way I am, because I choose to feed off the light. I choose to look up to God and ask Him for what I need, instead of taking it from the world, because the world isn't going to give you what you want. You only know what you want. Nobody else can give that to you. You know, other than creator. You know, we are co-creators of the universe. And God is basically the universe, right? Everything, right? Everything, like underneath your feet is God. The air you breathe is God. Every particle in existence is a creation of God. Everything came from the word of God. He spoke it all into existence, meaning like all of this is illusion. It's magic, right? So we have to understand that we are part of this magic. And if we feed on the positive things in this world and we see it from both sides and really let go and integrate the things that we need to integrate within our lives to be balanced, right? We have that dark and light. We are dualistic, but in that we have unity. And that's what I'm really getting at, is like, we don't need other people. What we need is ourselves. Through that, we feed everybody, including ourselves. We are non-deficient. We are non-reliant on other people. We are independent in the light. We are a beacon. Otherwise you're like a black hole just sucking up everything, and all of that going down to disposal. You never get any value out of it. It's fleeting. Even if you, like, say you take energy from me and you're an energy vampire and you feel like you can take from me, right? And you take from me, it's not gonna last. It might last a season or however long it takes for me to be have awareness of what is mine. And the moment I call it back, you feel that lack again. It equally goes down the black hole, because the thing is, you can take what I got, right? You can't, but you can try, right? What I'm saying is, like, you can take from other people and think that you have something, but you have nothing because you aren't using it to its fullest potential. So it's worthless. The only person in this world that can give you something that ultimately lasts throughout lifetimes is God. We're here to grow in energy, not consume it. We come into this life, sometimes growing through, we're born into this darkness, right? Or we're encased in darkness, or we're filled up with it. Or some people aren't, they're full of light, and they end up sucking all this darkness up from the world, right? And it's just knowing that none of this adds up to anything because you aren't gaining anything. You think that you are, but it's a huge trick. Like, nothing that you take from others is ever going to satisfy you long term. But what I can say is, like, okay, say if I need $1 from a friend, right? He gives me $1. Or say I need $1 and my friend has that dollar and I don't want to ask him, so I take it. I'm stealing, right? That which I stole has to be given back, right? I can't just hold on to it like it's mine, because it brings me into a debt with that person, and who's to say that person isn't gonna help me later on in life, and that's how we burn bridges, and we aren't here to burn bridges. We're here to connect and grow in energy. So if you're vampiring, if you're vamping off of somebody, it's just going backwards, the opposite of where we're supposed to go. But yeah, that's what I want to say. Okay, Bible verse just came up. So it says, "My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and truth." So it's not about saying, oh, this is who I am, this is what I do, but do your actions and your ways really back up this? And is the truth you have really sustenance, or is it something that is surface level and doesn't bring you much? Because then you'll see where you're at consciously. Like, if what you have isn't bringing you into more energy on a daily, like, you're not doing it right. You're not living it right. It's like words are nothing without action. So just back up what you say with the way you move, the way you act, the intentions you have, and everything like that. Just choose yourself, man, because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna give you that love that you need, but yourself, and that comes through the Most High. I'm not a worshiper of self. I'm a worshiper of the Most High, because He gives me everything I need. When I say choose myself, I'm inadvertently saying choose the Most High, because He is the image of God that is within all of us, and choosing Him sends us down this path of purification that unlocks this image of God within us, and you'll start looking better, you'll start feeling better, you'll start, going back in time within your age, within and without, like your skin, your face, these things, and like it's pretty much the water of life, right? It's like we can't be our full selves unless God pours into us, because He knows what we need. He knows what type of love we need, and when we act on our own accord, we are most likely stepping off our path, to do something sinful, right? That goes against the self. So I know it's hard, but it's worth it. And the more you realize this, the more you are filled up with the light of God. Because, like I said, nothing here is worth it. Nothing here is worth it. Like, I'd say, like, going for, unless you already have it within, and everything you need is already within. So there's not really a reason to reach out of yourself other than to remind yourself or give yourself like the pressure you need to let it go. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting at is, people that walk the path that I am on, we aren't perfect. We still go outside of ourselves, but it does remind us to be a person that wants to do better and, wants to let go of these things, because it's it's going against the self. It's not elevating the self. It's not making the self feel better and stuff like that. A lot of it, for me at least, is just feeling good. Like, I want to feel good. I want to feel connected. I want to feel balanced. I want to feel great. I want to feel loved. I want to feel divine. And these things come through God, I want to feel healthy, I want a life where, I don't need to reach outside, I don't want to be deficient in these areas to where I feel like I need something outside of me, because I know everything that I need is inside. And it's a constant reminder of, yes, mindfulness, right? And just knowing that everything that you feel like you're missing is always within you. It's a matter of searching, figuring out what you need, asking God to guide you to these things, asking Him to pour them into your life, asking Him to save you, and through that you understand how you can save yourself. There'll be a point in time to where God's like, okay, well, it's all up to you. It's all up to you, because you know what you need to do. So training wheels off, right? And if you feel triggered with what I have to say, those are just parts of you that are feeling the truth hit you, and it's making you aware of these things, not to hurt you, but to basically let these things go so you can feel more of yourself. When I hear truth, sometimes it hits me like a rock, right? I was just like, oh man, that hurts, but I know that it's really resonating with a deficiency or an injury within my spiritual body that I need to repair in some way. And investigation starts happening, and I figure out what I need. I ask for it. I make the effort. I put in those efforts, right? Those deeds, right? And they're in truth with who I am. There's no faith without works is dead. So you gotta have faith, and you have to work towards what you have faith in, and that's the essence of purification. It's way more simple than a lot of people might make it seem. Like you need all this extra stuff, and you may need stuff outside of you here and there. I'm not saying that things outside of you aren't going to help you, but ultimately the things outside of you are just a reflection of what's already within. So they're tools for you to learn the inner, and the inner are tools. The inner parts of you are tools for you to learn the outside world and how it moves. So like watching nature is a way to understand the nature within you. Watching people is understanding the nature of your own person within you. You only see the world from your perspective, meaning like if you feel like somebody is or this way or that way, it's not that they are that way. That's just your perception of them, even if they have negative energy, right? Not saying you need them around you, not saying keep them around you. I'm saying that the way in which you perceive is all coming from yourself. And we have to take accountability for what our contents are and what we keep inside of us and the worldview we have, and if that's really what we want, because ultimately it's the quality of life, right? What kind of quality of life do you want? Do you want a life of negativity, pain, stress, confusion, or do you want a life of, clarity, truth, joyfulness, happiness, you know, like that? And that's kind of how I see the world. So yeah, that's what I popped on here to say. If you made it to the end of the message, feel free to subscribe or like. No pressure. I'm blessed either way. I would like a lot more people to hear this message, and later on I'm probably going to repost this because this is something that is timeless. Like, this is the way, this is the way I've gotten down my path and continue to go down my path no matter what enters it. God can make anything good. I mean, bad good. He can flip all the scripts. He can make every crooked line straight through the glory of God and through the following of Yeshua. I know everybody doesn't believe in that, but if you're real and true, then you probably believe in Source, and that is the Most High. He is the source of all living. He birthed it. He birthed everything. Like, he is the father and the mother. He is both the divine, masculine and feminine. So, just understanding we are co-creators and that we don't have to live mundane lives. We can live the lives that we want in the highest light and vibration. It's really up to us. And, I'm not only an example of that. I am walking that path, and I don't expect other people to follow me. I am just here to give the tools for people to follow God, because ultimately you should follow no man, because all men are evil. All men are corrupted. There are parts of me that are still damaged, and I come from doing my utmost to stay authentic and aligned with who I really am on the inside. But ultimately, I still need correction from the Most High and guidance from the Most High at all times. I am not my own God. I am a God, but I'm a God of my own world. I decide what I want in it and what I don't want. And that is enforced through the connection of Most High. We are co-creating with the universe, with the Most High, the source of all life and being. Literally being yourself, and that takes time, takes patience, takes dedication, and never give up on yourself, because nobody else is going to show up for you in the ways that you will, except for the Most High. And that's why I lean on the Most High until I don't have to anymore, and I become a creator through integrity with the Most High, and I can stand up on my 2 feet, and we can work together. I don't have to lean on, the Creator. I just have to co-create with the Creator, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say. Um, but yeah, I hope people find something they need out of this. It resonates in multiple ways, multi-dimensional ways. I pray that it does, and that it's understood, and it's understanding, understanding and overstanding that good stuff, right? I pray that, people really find themselves, because ultimately we're not here just for ourselves. We're here for, you know, everybody's quality of life. Like, but we aren't here to be broken down and, well, I'm not even going to say that, because there's some aspects of you that need to be broken down. I'm saying, like, we aren't here to be taken from and to be stripped down by people that think that we don't deserve what we have because we worked for it. And when you really work for what you have, a thief is one of the greatest crimes, because they're not only taking from themselves, they're trying to take somebody else's opportunity in life to be better. And it's funny because, like, they really can't take anything, because anybody can just call their power back, and, over time, gradually attract their energy back to them. So, like, you really can't steal anything from a strong person. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. God bless you, brothers and sisters. I hope that you find your way in every way that you need to. Don't ever stop. Don't ever quit. Don't ever question. And if you do, understand that the truth is always inside of you. Allow yourself to find clarity. Allow yourself to let go of confusion and accept clarity into your life. Use prayer. Use meditation. Use cleansing. Cleanse your auric field. Cut off the people from your life that you don't need around, because they're going against your highest good. They're sabotaging you. Uh, uh, Realize where you're self-sabotaging yourself, and give yourself what you need, because ultimately you're the only person that can figure that out. And yeah, that's what I wish for y'all, and that's what I pray for. And to all of, the people, the negative Nancy's that, don't like who I am, or the light beings on this planet and who they are. All I want to say is that I pray you guys find your way before it's too late, and you dig yourself in such a deep hole that you never can get out. I pray that you guys are illuminated to the truth. It hurts, but over time it starts to feel so good, and truth is comforting. It is enlightening. It is eye-opening. It is clarity. And yeah, it's gonna hurt, but so does pain. And when you invite truth, love, honesty, honor, compassion, all these beautiful things, joy, into your life, creativity, all these things into your life, it brings you into a state of clarity no matter what you're going through, because you know who you are. This is our divine blueprint. Pain is what takes us away. Negativity takes us away. distractions take us away. And most distractions lead us to negativity, and it's basically a aspect of self-sacrifice. If anything, this is my class, and this is the first lesson. You don't have to pay for it. This is Alchemy 101. It's not something I'm making people pay for. And, people might want to attack me for this, but I am going ahead and releasing some of this information because it's common knowledge to people that really understand the walk, and for people that don't understand the walk, this is not only a catalyst but a reference point you can use for leverage, right? And that's another thing, is like all negativity is stepping stones, right? You're using it to see what you want. It's all duality, so you have to see things from both sides. It's like, if you don't like this, then what is the opposite of that, kind of thing. How do I bring that into my life? And most of the cases, it's like, okay, well, God, can you help me? Can you give me direction? Can you, ask God. Always go to God first, because ultimately, man's not gonna help you get there. Even if you have the greatest teacher, he can't teach you how to be you. Only you can, and that's done through the self. And we're always connected to God through the self. Fear, negativity is an illusion. Those are all in the same thing, right? And pain, those are all in the same thing, and those are what disconnect us from the holy source and understanding wholeness, right? And that's what makes us holy, is us coming back from being deficient into this holiness, like holy, right? We are filled up, but we are empty at the same time. We're filled up with that light, and we are empty of the negative force. So yeah, that's what I want to say. God bless you guys. God bless everybody. That's all I wish for people. For my enemies, stay out the way. Stay out the way, unless you want to get ran over. Because ultimately, you should know by now that I don't stop, and I never will. I am dedicated to myself and the Lord and my mission, and that's all I care for in this world. So, yeah, good luck. God bless. Peace.